So my question's changed about 15 times, but it's come back to my original one. 2 years ago in Phoenix, I had the opportunity to ask you a question, but what I noticed was the intensity of the energy I felt sitting in the hot seat, having Abraham as the focus of my attention.
Or having yourself being the focus of Abraham's attention.
Okay, that's part of my question. Is that I got far more out of that experience than I would get out of watching the videos on YouTube or listening to the CDs.
But you see, that's only because of your attention. That's only because of the expectation that you were holding. In other words, when we hold you as our object of attention, the benefit that you receive is about your readiness. Because the fact of it is, Source is holding all of you as its object of attention all of the time. You see, you follow that? You don't have to be in the room. You don't have to be looking at something that you are equating with it. So the difference or the facet that can be controlled is controlled by you. So what we're really saying to you, and what you really said to us, is I pay more attention to you, Abraham, when I'm in the hot seat than when I'm in the audience. And I pay more attention when I'm in the audience than I do when I'm listening to a recording.
Okay.
Some say I pay more attention when I'm listening rather than watching. It's a variable, but the point is the attention that you're paying, or better word than the attention that you're paying, the expectation that you hold. So when you sit here like this and you feel like you are our singular point of attraction, because we really do care in this moment, it's strong, where you are in relationship to where you want to be, and we really do want to present a vibration that causes Esther to find a way of explaining it that is most conducive to your alignment. But what we want to say to all of you is we're all doing that all the time. So it's your expectation factor that is the variable. Can you feel that? So our question to you is, why would you expect to get more when you're here? Is it the proximity? Is it the singular attention? Is it because we're looking at you rather than at all of them? What do you think? What do you think you've practiced along your physical trail to make you expect that more?
I think my experience, that the first couple times I came to a seminar, my experience was almost like being a log being put next to a roaring fire. I caught fire faster the first time I came to a seminar than I did listening to the tapes. And then I had a question a couple years ago, and my experience sitting in the chair felt like I caught fire faster than the previous years when I was sitting in the audience. So
well, we get that. We get that. And it makes Esther want to say, then come, then gather round. But it makes us want to say, right on top of that it is your perspective or your perception that makes the difference. We so want you to understand. We'll come at it from a different direction a little bit. So sometimes we are visiting with those like you who are teachers and uplifters of others. And they have someone that they're coaching about something, and they're not really making much headway with that particular person. So they want to know what we would say. They want to know how we would approach that so that they can be more effective about that. And we want to convey that whatever it takes to soothe that person into listening is what we all want to do. Because the fact of it is that there is not one person on the planet who is in some sort of a shadow and being denied the attention of Source. People create their own shadows, they block themselves from the vibration. The vibration doesn't withdraw itself. The vibration's always there, but sometimes people put things in the way to prevent themselves from receiving the fullness of it. And so we explain to them that their work and our work is to do whatever we can do to to clear the path so that they can receive what has always been rightly theirs, which is the love and appreciation and adoration of source energy. So that's really what you're talking about here, and we really want you to hear us when we say it's your perception. Some people go to a religious service on a regular basis and receive enormous benefit from it because they believe that that is the path through which they allow that well-being, you see.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter what method you use in order to tweak your expectation into believing in your rightful ownership of well-being, which is, we're just trying to say worthiness in another way. In other words, it doesn't matter what path to your worthiness or to your expectation of goodness that you find. But it is important that you find it. It was the whole conversation that we had with our baseball friend. The whole conversation. We came around to it and around to it and around to it over and over again. And even in the final sentences that we were exchanging, we were explaining to him that it's all about how he feels about him. Period. So maybe you just feel better about yourself when you're sitting right this close. Maybe you just feel luckier or like you were creating better or like you were the chosen one but you are all the chosen one all the time. You just got to figure out how to let it in yourself, you see.
Okay.